Welcome back to WRPB Studios. You're probably wondering, who's this guy? Well, I'm a new host here on WRPB Studios. I'm Marty the Paisan with our very special guests from Quail Quest, Gene and Jocelyn. Welcome to WRPB Studios.
Thanks for
Thanks
having
for
us.
having us.
So we're here talking about Quail Quest today, a bunch of quails in Port St. Lucie.
That's right.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about it. First of all, if somebody wants to find out more about it, where can they go to find out about Quail Quest?
We're very active on our social medias, so Quail Quest LLC will find you on our Instagram, find us on our Facebook, Yelp, Google. There's some reviews, pictures on all of them. We're really active on the Facebook. We post pictures of our farm, what we like to do, things that we like polls to outreach to the community, see what the people even want out of the quail. And we also, of course, have our website, which we just recently launched, so it's still under construction, but it's to be released some point this month. And then,
So
of course,
can you release it to us now?
Sure, it's an official
Yeah.
website. I bought
It's
the
already
domain.
up and
It's bought.
everything.
I
Yeah.
just
What
making
is
it
it
pretty. QuailQuestLLC.com.
All right. So what got you interested in quails?
That is mainly him. So
Yeah, we just started about 3 years ago. We had chickens at first, and then we wanted to keep the quail, or we wanted to keep the self-sustainability going. And you're not allowed to have chickens here in Port St. Lucie, and quail, there's no restrictions on quail because they're considered a wild bird, basically,
At least
a
the Coturnix
songbird.
quail.
At least the Coturnix. They're just more domesticated. They're just more for more meat and eggs type of things. They're great for pets, great for everybody. So we started 3 years ago
for ourselves.
just self-sustainability. And then people just wanted the eggs, and they're just like, oh, this is delicious, this is really healthy. And they just brought it out. Then we had we got all the things going down, and we're like, all right, we gotta turn this around and make it to a business or something. And then it was just started to
Yeah,
grow.
we decided
and
to
grow
plant
a little
ourselves
bit
right in the
bigger.
community, so
Yeah,
that's
and then
what we decided to do.
already moved in here, and we were just like, we gotta keep on going with our self-sustainability.
And teaching
and
people,
then-
we like to talk about them.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned about eggs. So in essence, isn't scrambled eggs fried chicken?
I guess in a way.
But before it incubates, yeah, you would say, yeah.
So you're talking about pets. Quail as a pet, is it more for somebody, because some people don't know what quail is. So is it more like a chicken, a duck? How would you describe quail?
They're most in comparison to a chicken. So, people can have
Yeah.
chickens as pets. They also have them just for their eggs. So the pet, they give something back to you, right? Not your common goldfish, but so they're most comparable to them. Really, any bird is what they're comparable to. There's a songbird, so they have a little chirp sound. Sounds just like any cardinal, blue jay outside.
What does it sound like?
I would make a fool out of myself if I were to make the sounds.
The males sound like more of a sci-fi laser.
Come on, you can
Sounds
do
like
it.
a-
Let's hear it.
I don't want to do it. It's more of like a burkak.
There you go. And
but more
the
a little
females are little
sharp.
chirps.
Yeah.
And they're just quiet. They don't take up as much space as a chicken. Chicken, they need the 10 square feet of space just for their nesting area, and they also need a run. And all that can be wiped away with about 1 square foot per bird for quail.
Yeah.
And they're a great homesteading start. So we use them and when we were doing it just for ourselves, just for meat and eggs, and our kids got to enjoy the reward of turning it into a business and all those things. But
They love every
Yeah.
step of the way. They're involved. They love just the hands-on with the birds. It just really brings out the character of the child. They're not just so hyper-focused on games or this and that. They actually want to go outside, or they're not scared of a bird or
Yeah.
something like that.
So if somebody wants to contact you about quail, why are they going to contact you? More for to eat it, or for more for a pet, or why? Are they...
That's
It
up
depends
to
on the
them,
person that
yeah.
comes up to us. A lot of people who haven't heard of them before, or if they had heard of it slightly, they'll heard of it as like a delicate plate that you get at a fancy restaurant for, $100 a pop, and it comes out like that big, right? So that's usually how a lot of conversations start. Is, aren't those a hunting bird? Aren't those a delicacy that's hard to manage? And we're like, you just got to find the farmer that's willing to do the delicate part. We teach people how to do it for themselves. The differences that make it the delicacy, that are things that, as long as you're willing to do it, they're perfectly acceptable to have at your home. They're very affordable. We find them to be easier. And then people want them as pets too. They're like a little songbird.
Yeah.
Imagine like a little parrot or something inside your home. And so if
So if
that's,
somebody's going to have it as a pet, they're going to have a cage for it, or they're just going to roam around the house?
they would want
as
a
a
cage
cage,
for
yeah.
it for sure. So,
Yeah.
just like any other bird, it poops. So you want to centralize that, of course. But if you're going to have them outdoors at all, then they're pretty awful at their own safety. So you need like reinforcements and stuff to help keep them safe, which is part of the delicate bit based on the farmer. You'd have to make sure
They
you
need
keep your
the
flock
farmer
safe.
needs to give a little bit more attention than if it was just a chicken or something there, and that's where it comes to, oh, it's a delicate plate, or it's a
Yeah,
delicate.
they won't hatch their own eggs, and then
yeah.
they won't keep themselves safe. So those two things you're willing to put on your back, then they're the bird for you.
Yeah.
So that's what we decipher when people come and walk up to us. They're itching to try something new? They ask about the flavor. They ask to try all those things, or do they come up because we usually bring our birds with us, and we do show and tell. There, literally farm to table type atmosphere. And we do show and tell with our birds, and we get a lot of kid traffic, and they'll be like, I want one. And so then I talk to the parents about what it's like for keeping, and if they've even heard of quail at all. Do I start from the beginning, or do I just tell them how we started ourselves? Because like we said, we started just for ourselves, just for our kids. So if my 3-year-old can do it, I'm sure many, many other kids can handle the birds too.
So where is the quail farm?
We are in Port St. Lucie. We're East Port St. Lucie, on State Road 7, right behind that Sam's Club.
And how many quail do you have on your farm?
Right now, we're under the 500 mark. We just had a hatch that just hatched out 2 days ago, so that's not in those numbers yet because we still have to grow them out a little bit, see who's going to make it all the way to the end. But a little under 500 is our count right now.
So you said they had a hatch. So how many did you have?
Oh, it was a little. I would say 190 to 200. It depends, because our incubator holds like about 400 eggs. But we had the pigeon, we had the button quails in there, so we had a little less than
Yeah, than
than
max
what we
capacity.
usually do.
So is that normal?
Yeah,
I
we
mean, if
usually
we
sell
want a
full-
full
yeah.
hatch, it would be like at least
Our incubator can handle
400 eggs.
Yeah, 400 eggs.
But we don't have the capacity to do that, because we wouldn't know what to do with 400 eggs or babies,
It depends on what the customers are looking
Yeah.
for. So whatever it is that they're coming to us to say, they said they want feeders, then we're going to try to make feeders for them. So we're still young enough to be malleable to
for
whatever the
for
customer is
snakes or
wants.
reptiles. So that's the beauty of quail. It's not just one thing. It's not just the eggs. You can do 1,000 things with the quail itself. You can
And they're good
make
for
it into
everybody.
jewelry, like she has the
Yeah, the
earrings.
earrings on,
You
yeah.
can do with the feathers too.
So that's a quail egg
And
there.
yeah, this is
that's
the
an
size of an
actual-
egg. This is
a
a jumbo
quail egg.
quail egg.
Can you zoom in on that egg?
Yeah,
On her earring there?
that's an actual quail egg.
Like, really close up.
Yeah.
So how did you...
This was bought. So we had
Yeah.
gone to Quail Con out in Ohio a little less than a month ago, and there was a vendor there, and she does jewelry. At some point, we would like to also take on that, but that's not where we're at right now. Right now, we're expanding our pet treat line and our human food line as
Our
well.
human food.
So we're just
Our
incorporating
pickled
food
quail
for the
eggs,
first
yeah,
year.
We're trying to just focus on that, and
Yeah, we do pickled eggs, marinated eggs.
people really like that. People like food,
Yeah, absolutely.
Solidify the base, and then surprise people with this expansion. That's kind of what we're going for.
So what do you feed a quail? On your farm, what are you feeding them?
We do greens. We usually I'll do like once or twice a week. I'll go to the store. I'll get some collard greens, some
Cucumbers.
lettuce, cucumbers, stuff like that. But they're on like a granulate, like a 30% game bird type of food. So it's a specialized food just for the quail, because the quail's not like per se end of the world bird, because
They need a high
needs a
density
lot of
protein and
protein.
calcium.
The food has to be specialized. It can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna let it eat
My scraps.
scraps or this or that, because they won't survive with that, because they're
Oh, wow.
just kept for more meat and eggs, and they've been very domesticated throughout the years. And the ones that we have are Japanese Coturnix quail, so they've gone through World War II. They've gone to space.
Wow.
They've gone through a bunch of things, just like everybody in the world has. So that's why they're so famous. The Coturnix. Yeah.
So you recently were at this event called Quail Con.
Yes.
Quail Con. Yeah.
Where was that? And tell us about Quail Con.
So it's out in Miamisburg, Ohio, and the person where we have gotten our original eggs and where we continue to get our eggs when we're looking to expand our DNA pool. They're called MyShire. They're the ones that hosted it. They welcomed, I think they said like 300 people or something like that on their farm. And so
Yeah.
it was a few tents that were pitched up, a tour of the farm, and a whole bunch of people that are the big names of quail just around the United States were there and giving their talks, what they do on their farm, what they specialize in, what it is that they can give out to the newbies. There was people that had never had quail. There was people that had 1,000 quail. It was a very welcoming experience.
The farm alone that we were at, it was at least 5,000 quails.
Yeah, there was a lot there, but it was very
And
enjoyable.
were they caged in?
Yeah, they had their own little cages. It was a whole barn.
Yeah.
So it was.
And they're all, they do the whole
Pretty
biosecurity
cool.
thing because they're NPIP certified, and that's one of its requirements is to make sure that no outsiders are like touching and giving their germs and stuff to their flock. We're NPIP certified as well, so we understand that. So as far as the tour, well, it was like looking into the room, looking at like the kind of stuff that they use, and just seeing it all live, because obviously we buy from them. We only see the online part of the store or what they
Yeah.
post. They have a YouTube as well, what they post on their YouTube. So it was very cool to see the behind the scenes, what the entire farm looked like in general. And also meet some people that we were talking with for the last few months, because we also have a Quail Zoom meeting that we meet once a month with some
Every
of these
month,
same
yeah.
people that we are hearing talks from, and we all exchange ideas and
How we can help our
yeah.
businesses, just
come with our
like a
complaints and see if
brainstorm
anyone
session.
else has gone through the same thing, if they can help us out. So it was really neat to see them as well, just in person.
Yeah.
How many people attended this Quail Con, if you had a guess?
I believe I heard through the grapevine about 300 people came. That was
300, yeah.
including the vendors and everything. So this is their fourth year that they were doing it.
So what's a good quail Facebook page for people to follow to get more information about quails?
It depends on where you're at. We are active. There's quail in Florida, Florida quail, quail as pets. If you just put in the word
for
quail,
profit.
yeah,
there's
quail for
there's
profit. If you're
another-
looking,
That's another one.
Mhm.
That's a Facebook page. Yeah.
There's
So
also-
do you think there's ever a quail OnlyFans page?
Probably.
Today's world, you could do anything.
Yeah, right. We won't go down that road, but you could.
That's something, people will pay for it, just the curiosity.
So we've been talking with Quail Quest here. So once again, people want to find out more about Quail Quest right here in Port St. Lucie. How can they do it?
Reach out
Locals,
on
farmers markets.
Yeah, we're always at like the Tradition Market on Sundays. That's out in the Tradition in Port St. Lucie. We're going to be in the Green West Palm Beach Market on Saturdays starting at the beginning of October.
Yeah.
Those will be our two big hitters. We also do weekly deliveries, local pickup. I'm always home because on top of this, I watch my kids at home. I stay at home mom, so you can find me, and I'm pretty flexible with my time if you're looking for a quick pickup or if you want to do a pickup order for the weekends at the farmers market.
Yeah.
We announce where we're going every week on our Facebook, so if you follow our Facebook, you'll get our whereabouts and contact information, as well as the information was already displayed on the screen.
And that's just Quail Quest on Facebook?
Quail Quest LLC.
Okay. And that's also the website as well, quailquestllc.com, and it should be up and running in the near future.
Yep. It
Yeah.
should say, "Pardon our dust, we're under construction," or something like that, something cute.
Yeah.
But it's going to be live here momentarily, hopefully.
So do you have names for all your quail?
We've got one name.
And what-
So we
yeah.
have a bunch of birds. They all look the same because we do the same 3 colors. There's the Egyptian, there's sandy, the wilds, they're brown/black, but they look like the sandy color ones. And then we have the Texas A&M, which is just white, just
Straight
plain white.
white, yeah.
So between those 3 colors, we have a lot of those 3 colors. We have one that's abnormally docile, and like I said earlier, we like to bring our birds with us as like a show and tell from the farmer's side. At our markets, a lot of people don't know what quail look like in general. It's very good pick up with kids.
Or they just know one quail, which is the
bob
northern
white with the
bob
little
white. Yeah.
tail on its head. So
Yeah.
show
That's
people
the
there's
California
other.
quail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So her name is Cucumber. Some little girl named her. It was our second week at a market, and it stuck.
Yeah.
We bring her with us every week. Her companions change in the cage just based off who doesn't fly away from us when we go in there. But Cucumber always comes with us because she loves being held. She's the one that we could put on our shoulder and walk around.
Put her in the shopping cart and Tractor Supply.
She's gotten her own feed before.
We've gone to place, and she just sits there. I literally forgot about her for like 5 minutes because I was talking to a lady. I was like, "Oh my god, I left my quail on the other aisle," and she thought that I was like joking, and then I ran back with the quail, and she's like, "Oh my god, you actually have a bird in your."
Okay, one caveat: quails are flight birds, so that is abnormal behavior that she won't go and fly off.
She won't fly off.
Yeah, so she has a name. Her name's Cucumber, and she has a special tag on her for us to identify her in the aviary. But she walks right up to us when it's the weekend time because she knows it's her time to work. So
Yeah.
All right, so that's about wraps up this episode here on WRPB Studios. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot, Gene and Jocelyn,
Thank you
for
for
giving
having
us
us.
all this information about Quail Quest.
yes,
Yeah, of
thank you
course.
so much.
All right, so we'll see you next time right here on WRPB.